Hello and welcome to my little video here on YouTube. First of all, I just want to say do not attempt to take apart your Amstrad GX4000 or any other machine if you're not a competent qualified electrician. Reason being is some of the things that I will show you in this video may cause you to get electrocuted, get your hair to stand on end, or possibly kill you. Or just damage your machine that's retro and no longer make it usable. And you don't want that either, of course. So what we have here is the GX4000 from Amstrad. It's, well, most people probably already know it's, what Amstrad stands for. I'll allow people to say in comments what it means. And sugar trading. So, yes. So, when I bought the machine originally, it came with burning rubber. Fantastic game, yay! I've now got 2 copies of it as well, woo! So, why do I have 2 of them? Well, this one here is the original one that I bought back in the 1990s when the games console first arrived on Irish shores, to be sure. Now, what happened at the time was I noticed it in a place called Price Busters, in a little place called Tala, or Tamalot, if you want to speak it in the Irish tongue. Now, what they had there was these guys piled high for 30 Irish punts. So if you want to convert that from 1992, 1993, let's say, to modern times, it's probably what they're selling for now on eBay. A short week or two later on, I got my hands on this game, Mystical, which is also a pile of pants, in my opinion. That sounds very good, I like that. Well, I don't really like it, I don't think it's a very good game. But never minding that, you could get this on cassette tape for the Amstrad for maybe a £5, whereas this baby here costs about 30 quid, which again is very expensive considering that this cost me 30 quid and this cost me 30 quid. That's a hell of a lot of money for one game. But anyway, that's enough of that. So let's have a look at the actual physical console machine itself. Yes, we're excited now. Actually, we'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put that there like that. Look, for a little bit of, Oh yeah, look at that, huh? That's what you call good videoing. Anyway, these are the controllers that came with the Amstrad GX4000. Altogether very exciting. Standard sort of fare for the time. I actually used these, not the games console, for my Commodore 64 extensively. So that's one of the reasons why I ended up with this one over here. Was trying to get another pair of these, so another 2 of them, and replace this one on another one. And it turns out that it was cheaper to buy a brand new boxed version than it was to buy 2 of them separately, which is fantastic. So, what's next? The machine itself. This is the machine itself, the Amstrad GX4000. Yes! Now, the Amstrad GX4000 has many little inputs and outputs. A notable one at the back, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, what we have here is the headphone socket. We have the 2 game ports for the joystick that we have down here, or gamepad. This here is for an analog joystick, and one guy said this was for the internet. That is for a light gun, and anybody tells you it's for the internet is going to kill your machine. We'll look at the back in a minute. What the box also contained was a manual for burning rubber cartridge game. And of course the GX4000 manual, which was quite handy when you wanted This isn't working out very well, is it? This is very handy when you want to identify the ports on the machine. So, let's have a look at the manual. First of all, it tells you what's inside the box. Then it tells you what all the ports are for, which makes things very, very simple. So, as I was saying, we'll just go through it again, just in case you've forgotten. You've got your headphone socket, your 2 game port socket, your analog joystick port, like a game for a PC joystick type of thing, and your auxiliary port, or your port for your light gun. On the back, what do we have? We've got 2 inputs. Our first input is our 5V DC, that's this one here. Now this 5V DC power would be for if you had the monitor to go with this. You actually power the machine via the monitor. The next one, which I've written on it, as you can see there, is the 11 volts, yeah, 11 volts of 500 milliamps input. Now the power supply on this games console is actually dead. So yeah, I'll show you how. Well, I'll show you what you can try in as far as fixing is concerned in a second. The next thing you have is the little squiggly bit here. This squiggly bit. This is for your monitor, and this is a SCART socket. If you're American, you've probably never seen this, but the SCART socket is very, very handy on European televisions. It is a French invention, and basically it gives a true red, green, blue output, which actually gives you a very good picture on your modern TVs. This little switch here is a sound switch to turn your sound on and off. That's basically all it does. And finally, you've got the UHF. So basically, it allows you to plug it into your television. So, okay. Now, what have we got next? Next thing we have is a pair of screwdrivers. These screwdrivers will come in handy in a few minutes when we want to open up this baby. So, what we have is the burning rubber game. We can't take the game out at the moment. That's because the machine is turned on. Never, ever, 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 ever pull out the cable at the back to turn the machine on and off. Always use the little switch. Now the game comes out. The reason for that, the game not coming out and going in, is because of a little switch inside, you see? Okay, so that basically stops the game from being removed. And there's also a little notched piece on the edge of the edge connector here to stop that from happening. So let's crack open this baby and have a look inside. Not that I'll be able to tell you very much on the inside, but we'll have a look in it anyway. There's now people falling off their stools saying, what the hell is he doing opening that device? Well, it's not your device, it's mine, and I can open it if I want to. So, I haven't opened this in a while, so I've kind of forgot. Hold on a second. Yeah. Yeah. So what you got to do, let's get back at the camera there if we can, is see these little babies here? You just pop them little babies and pull out. So you're trying to get this little baby here. I hope you can still see that. So, and then I'm trying this bottom one down here. So the bottom one is here. Now I'm going to try and pop that baby. It's actually quite blooming awkward, this. God, it's broke something off, didn't I? So you don't have much success with this one. We're doing more damage. Now, let's have a look on the inside. There was something rattling in here anyway, so anyway, what we have first is a magnetic shield. This is a shield. Oh, the glue's gone off it. Look, this is a shield basically to protect your other devices from getting interference from this particular device. And there we have the money shot. Okay, so we have many little chips on this little board. So let's get up nice and close and personal. Okay, what do we got? This is that's very obvious. I was about to say this is the CPU. There's the CPU. So that's a Zilog Z80, and that's rated at 4 megahertz. And that's 3 megahertz faster than a Commodore. By the way, a Commodore doesn't use a Zilog. I'm just saying it's a little bit faster than it, let's see if I can find. Oh, it says microchip on that one. Anyway, this is your UV connector, and as you can see, this board actually is in good nick. There's no blown caps on it, which is actually pretty good. So yeah, this is a little degaussor to prevent interference. This here has a very large heatsink to stop the machine from overheating, because it does get very hot when it's running. Not extremely hot, but hot enough. And here you can see now the actual date stamp on it of 1990, which is fantastico. What else do we have on here? I'll just get close to. Give me a second. Hold on. Where is it? Usually there's a name on it, if I can find it. Part number. Anyway, that's interesting. So anyway, this little switch that's down here was for your pause button, because on the front of this machine you've got, oh crap, there's another piece of it, a little pause button. So it's starting to fall apart here gradually as I'm holding onto it. It's actually a very nice little board. It's actually, I'm actually quite impressed with it, I have to say. It's nicely put together. It's nicely laid out. And it's in good shape. Like, there's no you know, for a board of its age, you know, it's actually quite good, I have to say. I think it's actually quite well laid out. A lot of stuff of the 1990s era is still stuck in the 80s, really, and it's not very well laid out. Anyway, what we'll do next is we will show you the inside of that power supply. I was trying to identify the RAM there, but anyway, plenty of people have identified what's on the board before and shown you what's what and where's what. If you want me to do that, I'll have to make another video. Because I want to make sure that I get everything accurate and not start saying that things are what they are and what they aren't. You know what I mean? I like to, you know, try to put a video up here that is, yeah, it's fun to watch, but has some sort of, oh god, what is that like that? But it's somewhat accurate at least, and not the total fiction. Okay, so putting this back together should be a snap, I'm hoping. Not literally a snap, but god. Yeah, it's actually alright. Seems to be still working. At least there's nothing rattling inside of this thing. So we'll just put that back together. But funny enough, actually, what I've noticed here is the Commodore had it and the Amigas had it as well. Is they had a little sticker over the like one of the screw holes or whatever to say that the machine had been opened. So there's no way of knowing whether your machine's been opened or not before. Excuse me, there's no way of knowing, you know, whether something's been damaged or whatever, you know. This is the game that came with it, Burning Rubber. There's plenty of videos online to show you that, so no point in me showing you that. This is a typical game cartridge that came that, you know, you could buy for the machines. This, as I said, was mystical. I didn't particularly like this game. Didn't particularly go, oh, this is great, you know. This cartridge, unfortunately, was opened before, so by my younger self. So if I can pop it again, I'll show it to you. You should be able to see the inside. You see that basically what's inside the cartridge is a little ROM. Now it won't open up now, but yeah, doesn't want to open up now. That's not going to open up now. It was open before now, but it doesn't want to open up. It's already lost its mint value, I'm afraid, you know. Yeah, it does work, by the way. There's nothing wrong with the game. The game physically works. Can't show you the inside of the ROM, but again, it's not that exciting, really. Anyway, comes with the manual. ROM is there, and the catches are still all intact. So yeah, not bad. And it is a real one, at least. At least it's genuine. It isn't a hot copy or anything like that. What else is in the machine that I haven't shown you? Like I said, it was the manual that came with it. I can give you. What can I do? Yeah, on the actual SCART socket, on the back of the machine, on the actual machine itself, the SCART I was telling you about, which I do know. Like I said, the inside of it, I'd have to review it again. It has a Zilog Z80 or 4 megahertz. That's about really all I can remember. What's on this here, funny enough, is actually a blue, green, and red output. There's also a composite video output as well. But it's also used as a composite sync in the French version of the console. This being a foreign console, that could very well be the case. But basically what that means is that the output from this is actually red, green, blue. So if you have a red, green, blue cable, which I actually do have downstairs, funny enough, it means that if you connect it into this, you can output red, green, blue. The problem is you've got component and composite red, green, blue. Component red, green, blue is different to composite red, green, blue. This would be composite. Component would be a different red, green, blue. It operates differently, so you can't mix and match the two. We're going to have a look at this machine here. Reason being is that on this console here, we've got the power supply. This is the power supply brick, as they call it. There we are. Now, the power supply brick breaks open very, very easy. I've just broken that open now, would you believe? That's pretty bad. And inside it, this is very interesting. And inside it, you have what's known as a surge fuse, which is this little baby here. Now, on a lot of these power supplies, what breaks on them is a surge fuse. Now, be very, very careful of things like this, because these can be still fully loaded with power. So, touching the two thermals at the bottom of it, or anywhere else around here, could very well electrocute you and kill you stone flippin' dead. So, don't do that. Anyway, inside the power supply, which this one just fell apart, which is kind of handy and kind of terrifying all at the same time. Yeah, that's actually quite badly made. I got this one here brand new, and the power supply was in two halves as well. So yeah, that kind of explains things now. Yeah, this one's just falling apart as well. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. What quality there, Alan Sugar? What quality? Anyway, inside the power supply is a little what's known as a surge fuse. And this little surge fuse tends to blow on a regular enough occurrence. So just take the surge fuse out and put a new one in. Now this is the old surge fuse, and I'm hoping that we get it close enough. I'm hoping you can see that the wire in there is actually broken. Just verify that it is broken. Yep, definitely broken. So let me just show you that again. Can you see it? I'm hoping you can. God, look at that. High definition thumbnail. Good thing I cleaned my nails. God, I could do with a manicure, couldn't I? Certainly could. Yeah. So anyway, this little surge fuse, if we replace this surge fuse inside the power supply brick, voila, the machine will be working again. Now, if you want to know which surge fuse goes inside it, I'll tell you now, so at least you can order one. It's, good lord, it's a 1 amp, 250 volt. Alright, so that's a 1 amp 250 volt surge fuse. So that's what you're looking for to buy. So you buy yourself a wee packet of them, and you can replace the one inside your power supply brick. And once that's done, the machine should be back up and running again, and everything should be alright. Yow! Just hit my own finger there. Look at that. Quality. Oh yeah, so I'll change that another day. I won't be doing it now. Thermal fuse built in. Fascinating. So yeah, so just change that fuse there in your power supply brick, and put it back together with some tape or glue or pray. God almighty, which end is which on this thing? Yeah, probably that way. Yeah, it's pretty poor setup. All look at that. Jesus wept, that's really bad. Anyway, so that's the little fuse inside there. So yeah, change that and you should be okay. That's that one broken. The one on that one is broken as well. Like I said, I bought it broken, which is unusual. I'll show you. This is show you here now. We'll put this one to one side for a minute. Put it over here, along with the power supply. Transformers, robots in disguise. So what's inside the box when you bought it? Well, when you bought it new, you got a SCART cable or you got an RF cable. The SCART cable will actually be very, very handy, because the SCART cable will let you gotta go upside down, haven't I? Yo! The SCART cable will let you plug it into a modern TV. So there you are, there's a new one for you. So there you are, brand new in a box. RF cable lets you plug it into the television. Brand new copy of Burning Rubber. A brand new machine. Oh yeah. Smell that retro something or other. I'll throw it down there somewhere. Place it down there somewhere. A registration card to say I have bought the Amstrad GX4000 Importante. And I want to talk to you about registering the machine. So you need one of them. Yeah, great. You got another little thing which is the service record, is it? You think so? How to get your equipment serviced by Amstrad. I never remember getting this one in my other one. I remember that yellow card, alright. I don't know whether I sent it in or not. And as you can see on this manual, it has a wee sticker. It's got a wee sticker on it. And then the burning rubber manual, of course. Oh God, don't fall off. Whoop. How to use burning rubber. And of course you got the two game pads wrapped up, which is what I was buying it for. And of course you have the power supply, which is also broken. And again it has the same thing written on the cover of it, do you see? Good, isn't it? and it's broken too. So that's the way I got it, with this broken piece as well. So I don't know what the story is there. It must have been a very good job, but can you imagine that was plugged in and you pulled it out and you ended up with that? That's not good. So that seems to be a design flaw that was never picked up by Watchdog. Probably because not many people bought them until now. But they are. One for Watchdog. Sue Allen Sugar. He sold dodgy power supplies. That's a joke, by the way, you know, and I'm taking that back right now. I apologise, Alan Sugar, for the retro plastic. That's very strange though, isn't it? The way two of them broke. The other one's broke just now. That is weird though. Anyway, you can see in this one that the surge fuse, hopefully you can see it, is in good nick. So that power supply should be okay. I haven't tried it, but I'm sure it will be. Actually, there's a little thing on this one, look. Oh, it's on the other one as well, just fell off it, that's alright. Yeah, that's basically to stop the cable from being yanked out, you know. So that's what it does. It actually is on the other one, just notice now, yeah. Now that's a brand new one, and it was faulty. So it just goes to show you that even though it was in storage for all these years and never used, it can still very well come out of the box broken. But not to worry, a little bit of tape will soon solve the problem, and no bother at all. There is an alternative power supply that I found from an old car battery charger, which also worked very well. Only found that there now yesterday, so that might actually work too. But yeah, so that's interesting. Pulling it over, put back in there, the stuff back on top. Now you're going to have, let's see, that's that there. Lovely jubbly. Uh-oh. So yeah, let's go that way. And back at the box, yes, lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly is right. Whoop. So, there we go. Now I hope that the little trip down nostalgic memory lane was interesting. I hope you learned something from the experience. I hope you learned as much as I did, because I learned absolutely nothing. Okay, so this is the little bit I was telling you about. It's on the other one there. I say, where is it on this one? There is there. So that's just basically, that's a little, stop the cable being yanked out while it's being used. In the case of this, you just want to be careful that the cover doesn't come flying off it.